Hello and welcome to Level Up with LEDVANCE. I'm Eric Walkley, and today I'm going to be presenting the LEDVANCE Phase EV electric vehicle charging station product offering. We have both commercial and residential electric vehicle charging stations. Both models are level 2 stations, and I'd like to start off highlighting the electrical similarities between the two models. Both the residential and the commercial Phase EV products are level 2 chargers, which means they operate on 208 240 volts AC incoming power and offer significantly faster charging than the level 1 chargers, which operate on 120 volts AC input. Both of our chargers will output up to 48 amps and will deliver a maximum of 11.5 kilowatts of power to the vehicle when they were supplied with 240 volts. That means the chargers can add up to 42 miles of range to an EV per hour of charging. In cases where the installations call for lower than 48 amps of power consumption, the maximum output amperage of both chargers can be adjusted downward, and I'll talk about that more in just a second. Our chargers come with J1772 Type 1 charge guns, which is currently the most common charging connector used in non-Tesla electric vehicles. However, our chargers can easily be used to charge Teslas using widely available adapters. Our 25-foot charging cables maximize the locations the chargers can be installed while still being able to reach the charge ports on a variety of EVs. For example, when the residential charger is installed in most common two-car garages, the cable is long enough to reach all four corners of the vehicles in either parking spot. The chargers are also designed to be hardwired to ensure that there is a safe and reliable electrical connection. So, what's the distinction between the commercial and residential chargers? The basic difference is that the commercial charger is designed for commercial applications where the site owner or operator can set prices for charge sessions and generate income by using a charge point operator software subscription. Whereas the residential charger is designed for non-commercial applications such as single and multifamily homes, condo complexes, dealerships, and small service stations where there is no fee to charge a vehicle. So, electrically, both the residential and commercial chargers can provide the same 48 amp fast charging performance. I'm now going to highlight some of the differences in the features of the software of the two chargers, starting with the commercial charger. One of the first things to notice in the commercial charger is the 4.3-inch LCD screen in the center. In idle mode, when the charger is not being used, the screen includes a QR code to start a charge session. While the charger is in use, the screen shows the details of the charge session and the summarized session when the charge is complete. I'll show more details on this in just a couple of minutes. When used for income generation or for controlling driver access, the charger must be subscribed to and connected to a charge point operator network. In our case, we use AmpUp as the CPO or charge point operator. The charger can connect to the AmpUp network using pre-installed 4G Super SIM cards, using Wi-Fi, or through an Ethernet connection. Drivers can start a charge session using the built-in RFID card reader, the QR code, or the AmpUp driver amp. The charger can be installed indoors or outdoors and includes embedded 1% accurate metering and a real-time clock. As I briefly mentioned earlier, if desired, the maximum output amperage of the charger can be lowered during the installation by adjusting the dip switches that are clearly labeled in the wiring compartment. The charger comes with all of the hardware required to be wall mounted, and there are various pedestal mounting options that I'll describe in the next slide. Here are the pedestal configurations that are available. All of the configurations start with the base pedestal named 78135, which can be used to mount one charger or two chargers back to back. A mounting plate can be added for side-to-side mounting installations, and there is a cable management extender that can be used with any of these configurations to keep the charger cable off the ground and out of harm's way. Installation and wiring are designed to be as simple as possible. The input wiring can be run through the bottom of the charger or the back of the charger. The grommets and cover plates needed to wire both entry methods are included with the charger. Wiring connections inside the chargers are made by simply sliding the input wiring into the labeled terminal blocks and tightening the connection with a screwdriver. Mounting the charger on either a wall or the pedestal consists of screwing the back plate to the mounting surface, hanging the charger on the plate, and securing it with the supplied tamper-proof screws. It's as easy as that. I talked briefly about the CPO or charge point operator software, and now let me spend a couple of minutes to provide some more details. We use AmpUp as our CPO. In order for a charge site owner to monitor, control, and collect revenue from a charger installation, it must subscribe to the AmpUp service. The software enables a significant amount of control and management of the chargers and acts to handle the transactions for the collection of fees for each charge session. The AmpUp app also includes a search function to inform drivers of the locations of chargers not only in their area but throughout the country so that long trips can be planned accordingly. The initial installation of the charger can be faster if the charger is commissioned with AmpUp before the installation, but commissioning can also be done after the charger is installed. Our literature has all of the details a site owner or installer will need to get started with AmpUp. The standby screen is what the driver will see when they approach our Phase EV commercial charger. If the driver does not already have the AmpUp app, there are QR codes on the left of the screen that will take them directly to the download site. To begin the charge session, the driver simply focuses the phone on the scan to charge QR code, and the app will identify the charger and direct the driver how to start the session. Let's do a short live demo to see how this works. So let's just quickly walk through a charge session on our commercial charger. It starts by, again, downloading that AmpUp app, which is, if you don't already have it on your phone, there are QR codes on the screen as you approach the commercial charger. Once the app is open on your phone, you simply approach the charger, scan the QR code on the front screen, plug in your vehicle, and once the app is ready, hit start, and the charge session will begin. Charge session will run until either the vehicle is full or you stop the session because you're ready to leave. So in that case, you would just simply hit the stop charging on the bottom. And it asks you, are you sure? And then you hit yes, I'm sure, stop charging. The charger will cease. Then AmpUp will send you a receipt for exactly how much energy that was used. Now let's walk through some of the specific details of the Phase EV residential charger. The residential Phase EV can be used as a simple plug-in charge unit, or it can be controlled using the free Sylvania Smart Wi-Fi app. I'll have a few more details on the features of the app in just a moment. The charger has built-in Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity to communicate with the Smart Wi-Fi app. It has a rugged enclosure and is IP65 rated for indoor or outdoor use, and it comes with a charge gun holster that neatly stores the 25-foot cable and charge gun to maintain a safe and organized charger space. The input cable is 28 inches long and is designed to be connected inside an appropriate junction box. Hard wiring provides a secure electrical connection and eliminates the common problems associated with the plug-in connectors used in lower amperage chargers. For installations that do not require the full 48 amp capacity of the charger, the maximum output of the charger can be adjusted downward in the settings page of the Smart Wi-Fi app. The center of the charger features a dynamic LED that uses various colors to indicate the status of the charger. When it comes to finding the ideal mounting location, if it's desired to use the Smart Wi-Fi app, a cell phone should be used to ensure there is a strong and reliable Wi-Fi signal near the installation site. The Phase EV comes with a mounting plate that should be secured to the mounting surface following the detailed installation instructions. The charger is then simply hung on the mounting plate and secured with the supplied screws. A dedicated junction box is required at the installation site to power the charger. A licensed electrician should complete the wiring of the Phase EV. As I mentioned, the Phase EV can be used as a simple plug-in charge device, meaning it will begin to charge the EV as soon as it is connected to the charger, or it can be controlled using the Smart Wi-Fi app. There are QR codes on the top of the charger to quickly and easily download the Smart Wi-Fi app on either iOS or Android phones. The app can be used to change the charge modes from plug and charge to any of the 4 other modes. A highly useful mode is charge by schedule. This mode enables the user to set the days of the week and the time of the day that they want the charger to start and stop. This is a valuable way to take advantage of off-peak utility rates. As an example, in this mode, the charger can be plugged into the EV when the driver comes home at the end of the day. The LED on the charger will turn green, indicating it is connected and ready to charge. However, the charge session will not begin until the start time that was programmed into the app. The charge session will end when either the EV is fully charged or the programmed end time is reached. whichever occurs first. In some modes, the app can also be used to control the use of the charger. Once the owner connects to the app, only the owner and their invited users can start a charge when the app is set to real-time charging or charge by kilowatt hour. While a charge session is underway, the app will provide real-time feedback on the amount of energy consumed thus far in the session and the voltage and amperage being supplied to the EV at that point in time. The app also has a history page that keeps track of the dates, time, and energy delivered during all of the past charging sessions. Now, let's look at a demo of the residential charger in use. As I indicated earlier, there are QR codes on the top of the charger to let you immediately download the Sylvania Smart Wi-Fi app. Once you have that on your phone and you're registered, you simply tap on the app. It'll walk you through the process of adding the EV charger to your phone. In this case, EV Charger 3 is shown on the screen. So once I tap on that, it opens up this page, which is the home page of the residential charger. This, you can notice in the middle that the triangle is blue. That means the charger is in standby mode and it's ready to charge. First thing you would do, and I wanted to call your attention to the fact that my charging mode in the center is real-time charge. So I have this set to real-time charge, not to plug and charge. So immediately when I come home and I plug in my vehicle, you can see that I just plugged in the vehicle and the LED has turned green. That means the charger is plugged in, it has connected with the car, it's made its handshake with the car, but it will not start the charging session because I have this in real-time mode, real-time charging mode, and it's being controlled by the app. So in order to start the charging session, all I need to do is simply swipe that to the right and the charge clicks and immediately starts charging the car. So at any point in time, you can either click the turn off power orange bar in the center of the screen, or you can unplug the car to stop the session, or you can just wait for the car to be complete. Once the car is completed its EV charging session, the green light will stop blinking, indicating that the charge session is complete. And you can see the app now went back down to swipe to charge. So I can restart that charge session if I want, or I can simply unplug the charger and go off. And now the charger is turned back to blue and it's ready to go. It's as simple as that. So now let's just talk about a couple of the features of the Sylvania Smart Wi-Fi app. We've already talked about swiping right just to begin the charge. At the very beginning, at the very top of the page, you can see charger is available because I've unplugged the vehicle now. And during the charge session, that battery at the top will show the amount of charge that has been delivered to the vehicle during the charge session. I talked about the different charge modes on one of the slides. So by clicking on the charge mode, you can see it brings up plug and play at the top, and that would be where you simply hit it and plug and play, and the app at that point becomes irrelevant. It no longer controls the EV charger. So anytime that anybody plugs into the vehicle, it'll immediately start the charge. Real-time charging, you plug into the vehicle and then you use the app to start the charge. I just talked about that a second ago. Charge by kilowatt hour is another feature where you can simply add the number of kilowatts you would like to charge. So in this case, maybe I wanted to go with 10 kilowatts instead of a full charge because I just want to top off that tank, if you will. And another, as I talked about earlier, that charge by schedule is another very handy feature. So in this case, you would set the days. Maybe you want to go Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. You want to set the chargers, and you click on the start time, and anytime during the 24-hour clock, down to the minute, you can start the charge. So if you want to start this in case your utility rates go down, as I say, 9 o'clock at night, you'd set it to confirm at 9 o'clock, and then you want to end it at 8 o'clock the next morning. So you would simply go to 08 and confirm that time. So in this case, you would come home on Monday and plug in your car, and nothing's going to happen until 9 o'clock on Tuesday night. If you come home from work on Tuesday, plug in your car at 9 o'clock, the charge session will begin. And if the car isn't fully charged by 8 o'clock the next morning, the car will stop charging at 8 o'clock. Or if the battery is full overnight, the session will also end before that 8 o'clock time frame. And this enable push simply gives you the opportunity to, when you plug in the car on Tuesday after work, 15 minutes before 9 o'clock, the app will send you a notice saying your car will start to begin its charge session in 15 minutes. I also talked about during the presentation that you can change the amount of maximum current. And in this case, you would just hit this charge current button on the app, and you can dial that back all the way down to a lower setting. And this enables you to be able to use the charger in a situation where you don't have a 48 amp circuit to feed the charger in your garage. Maybe you can only have a 32 amp circuit. In that particular case, you bring this down to 32 amps, and then you can install the product with a lower output of your main panel. So then you get out of that. I'm going to save that. And then there's the delayed charging is similar to charge by schedule, except the delayed charging enables you to say, all right, I'm going to plug it in at 5 o'clock and I want it to go 3 hours after I plug it in. So it's a delayed charge, but it doesn't give you the time, the ability to stop it, and you can't set the day. So this is on any given time that you want to delay when the charger starts, you would just use the delayed charging rather than going through setting a schedule in the charge by schedule. So that's a quick walkthrough. I talked about some of the history page. So in this case, this is all the charge sessions that go way back anytime this charger has been used. And then you can click on those for more details. And finally, in this charger, there's the settings page. And the setting is your export charge history. So you can download the charge history I just showed you. It's showing you the charge current, how you can set your alerts. And this is just the current temperature of the actual charger itself. It's not the temperature in the garage or wherever this is installed. So you can see there's lots of information in that settings page. So in the main page, when you go back to the home page of the EV Charger 3, again, during the charge session, it will show you exactly how much energy has been delivered in that top battery. In the bottom, it shows you what the voltage to the charger is, and currently we're at 258.8 volts. And because there's nothing being charged, the current is 0 and the power is 0 kilowatts. But during a charge session, it would tell you exactly what the current is being delivered at that time. And if it's set to 32 amps, for example, and the car can take the 32 amps, it will show you the 32 amps in that center section. And then the current power is simply the current times the voltage will give you the power in kilowatts. So hopefully that little walkthrough gives you a good feeling for the applicability and really the utility of the Sylvania Smart Wi-Fi app and by controlling the LEDVANCE Phase EV. I cannot present the residential Phase EV without mentioning the packaging. It has a bold design and an eye-catching color that will draw customers to it. Whether it's in a distributed showroom or on a retailer's shelf, once the customer is drawn in, the packaging really tells the story of the Phase EV. The graphics were designed from the ground up to compel a purchase when there was no one else there to do it for us. Additional resources can be found on LEDVANCE's dedicated EV charger page, phaseev.ledvance.com, or by going to our products page. Once on the site, you can find information on our residential and commercial chargers by using the resources tab found in the navigation bar. You'll also find valuable spec sheets, brochures, and installation guides. It was also an extremely handy rebate finder. I'd also like to call your attention to our training page, where you can find additional training on the technology of EV charging. I want to thank you for listening. For feedback on this presentation, to test your knowledge, and to obtain your certificate of completion, please scan the QR code. If you found what you saw today to be valuable, please like and share on social media. #LevelUp.